Loading. Enemy. Science skill. Alright, what was I what was I doing? Should probably clean up my inventory.
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
In a general store.
I'm not allowed in here.
Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment.
Oops. What incident?
Ask her if you care. I'm running a business here.
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Let me see.
Music
what
to
you
my
are
ears.
Selling, sir. Alright, let's sell weapons. Actually, no, I shouldn't sell my weapons. I should break them down for materials. I have all this alcohol and breathing stuff, though. And then, my inventory, I should be able to... Breakdown! Breakdown, breakdown. Breakdown, breakdown. The fuck? Where'd it go? Oh, I added it to junk by accident. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. Alright, that's all broken down. Let's put Parvati in some better armor here. You see what her skills are? No? Okay. If I give her a light machine gun. Do-do. Do-do. Let's see here. Actually, I might give... Alright. I'm gonna see if I can turn helmets off. There we go. Now we can see Parvati's beautiful face.
There's something inside the walls today.
Alright, let's see the map here. Oh, there we go. Whoops. Region. Need to go there. Let's travel to a power plant. It's not the best choice. It's
Got it.
Bezos'
Heads down.
choice. Alright, let me... I want the pistol. This pistol. Unequip that real quick. Unequip this. Equip that. Take out my maintenance stick.
Here we go! Wow, not even a scratch!
Alright, and then, let's see. I'm actually going to switch my quest. Do the logic module quest. I will take your weapons and such. Let's hack this computer. Disarm the fence. Eat shit, robot.
Go! Nice one! Got 'em all!
Yay. Dead robots. Transition to the geothermal plant. I leveled up. Yay me. I need more of this.
Mr. Thompson said to talk with Miss McDevitt before doing anything here?
No, we're not gonna fuck with the machines. I'm just in here for the whatchamacallit? Logic module. Die, robot.
You took one down!
Alright, what we got? What's in the computer? Unlock the door. Sweet.
You're fast.
What? I just picked the lock. Combat drone defeated. Ammo found. The logic module I need is just right here. And it is locked. Stimulation.
Oh, you got that?
I don't need to read any of those. Alright, I probably need to find the key somewhere further in. Be my guess.
Sister. Here we go. We're pretty good at this.
Beating robots with the stick. Fire stick. We got double robots.
Processing.
You can see shit.
We made
Alright. Got anything on me? For me? On me? Why the fuck did I say? What does that do? Bypass shunt, mag pick. Borrowed a copy of the Young Spaces Guide to Mechanical Enhanced Volume 3. I need something to read down in the pit. Higgins. Don't need to access repair logs. dead robots everywhere.
No, just leave me alone.
Who's there? Sir?
Go away, Phantom.
Keep forgetting to sell my junk.
No, just
Do
leave me
that.
alone.
Next vending machine. Hello.
Get away!
I'm not... Just taking your stuff, don't mind me.
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot, scram.
Phantoms where?
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
Higgins, this Phantom's got a name?
No, you can't possibly be a hallucination. You're much too dense.
too
Not at all, my
stupid to be
corporeal
a
friend. Higgins is my name.
hallucination.
Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
What is it you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
You were an engineer?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
Was that before or after you became a Sisty Pig Tycoon?
Oh, before. Definitely before. Sisty Pig Tycoonery was the apex of my long and storied career.
If you worked on these mechanicals, you must know a way to stop
Look,
them.
I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
Dumb persuade. I'm not afraid of any mechanicals. I can't even spell mechanicals.
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
No wonder they're so angry. Somebody messed around with their logic modules.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
Any idea where I can find a logic module?
Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module.
Well,
The
ask me
tail.
something.
Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy.
What? What happened to this place?
Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. It was pandemonium.
And you weren't killed?
I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
You've been down here the whole time. How did you not starve?
Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides.
So you ate sprats?
Braised, boiled, charred, skewered. Sprats are good eating, friend. Chock full of brain food.
I should go. Have fun eating your space rats, which I have just now put together. That's why they're called sprats. They're rats in space. Space rats. wrong way. I should be able to use the computer now, because he gave me his thingamabob. They've mandated to guard mode. Define intruders. They are the intruders. Ow, my legs. What if I go in here?
I wish I could do that.
Bypass. We got a workbench.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Halt. Searching for unauthorized persons.
Aren't you guys supposed to be shooting each other?
Okay, keep him quiet.
Parvati, what?
Returning to normal protocols.
Yeah, you better return to normal protocol, bitch!
Nice work!
Security.
No!
Beaten stick, beaten stick. Everyone loves a beaten stick. Shut off the steam, please. Still gotta find security chief's key. Said that.
Performing an area sweep now.
Here they come!
Oh, that's just in here. This leads back out here. Still need to find the key card. Maybe it's in here.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, listen. Sorry, I know you're in a hurry. I know you want your power regulator and all.
I just feel like we should go talk to Adelaide.
I'm gonna go talk to
If
Adelaide.
we're gonna kill her
I just-
power, least we could do is give her people a fair warning.
I'm just having a look around.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thanks. For hearing me out, I mean.
Just having... Doesn't look like the security chief is here.
Where are we headed?
You mention your dad a lot, but never your mother.
That's on account of how I never met her.
You mean she's dead?
I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
The minute she thought of having a kid, they put it down on her permanent record?
What? No, conception isn't... Has nobody ever taught you about this?
You mentioned something earlier I wanted to ask you
You mean about the mission being too clean?
Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's a church.
I know, but Vickers says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vickers sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
I reckon nobody'd want to live in a gunked up universe.
I reckon we already do, we ain't got no choice in the matter. So maybe somebody ought to take a rack to it.
Why aren't you allowed in Moreau's store anymore?
There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
You were a kid. That must have been forever ago.
Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of Zero G rolling out the front door and into the road. It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of Zero G?
Go on.
Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Let's get back to it. Find this freaking... I need to find the key card. There's gotta be like a body somewhere I didn't touch. Let's see. What did this say? Oh, he took the engineering book downstairs. Already got that. Ow, my legs. I'm not crazy, right? It's gotta be here. Scientist is not a security chief. Maybe it's in here somewhere. I'm about to freaking Google it. You don't have it, do you, sir? I don't think he does. Oops, wrong way. mm, Alright, let's see. Oh. You look important. There. Now I have the key. Yay! Mine. Alright, now I can give this to the crazy man. Oh, those are gross. Ba-da-bum, text messages, Twitter alerts. Alright. Wait, did I level up? Oh no, I got perk points. This seems good. Change the quests. Know where I'm going. Need to go there. Here we go. Is that all I am to you, Dine? Background noise?
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
Move along, sir. I'm looking for Adelaide. I need
Answers, huh?
answers.
You must be one of those
I don't know.
philosophicals.
It's like everybody on this planet
Already
is just...
got ourselves
They're all
one of
Bobby
those.
Hill. Reed said something about former workers living out in
Yeah,
the
that's
wilderness.
us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves.
I don't know you.
If you're gonna start wandering around
That's
my
my
camp,
purse.
know that I got my sights on you.
Where can I find
Over
Adelaide?
in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions.
Is that what they call
no
it now?
offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
We all got problems. I just got shot into space.
Explains why you're still yammering on at me. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
I'll keep an eye
It's
out.
not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
I think I know. I think I saw her. Or I heard her. I remember I heard the subtitles said Zoe said something. But I'll find her.
Appreciate it. Honest.
I think I know exactly where she is. Back where the minigun man was. Which I believe is this way. Oh, excuse me. Hello? Oh, there she is. I think there's someone in this house. Yep.
No encore?
What? Smack that person right in the back. I'll take your money. And your chaw. Bullets, and your bread noodles and your frozen dinners. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
Well, I'm pretty confused right now.
Hey, me too. but mostly because I just had my second dose of Adrenatime. I am so completely addled right now. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
I've been sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
I can't imagine you're happy. I hear food's awful, company's worse, and no serial dramas.
And no serial dramas. I've been thinking about going back. I just gotta know if Lord Cavendish really is the masked marketeer. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose.
You can't live out in the
Grace is
wilderness.
gonna
You
be
can't watch
glaring knives
TV out
at me,
here.
so I've got that to look forward to.
Goodbye. Do. Alright, let's head back to this place. Tell her I found her weirdo. Botanical lab.
What is it?
Why are you so rude? I talked her into
We
coming
didn't
back.
always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway?
She joined up with a band of marauders. They hadn't hurt her.
Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things.
Have
You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble.
That is the least you
Let
could
me
do.
know if I can do something for you.
I'll leave you now. Something is broken. Let's go talk to Adelaide.
Oh, gosh. If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
She does look young old. What's that smell?
That'd be the garden, dear. You're standing in a garden. Also fertilizer, so mind your boots.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon,
Ew.
but it's been cleaned.
All of that sounds gross. Looks like you made a home for yourself out here.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots.
Hold on, you guys can fly?
My goodness. Aren't you just charming?
That's one way of putting it. Is this your greenhouse?
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
I'm surprised you've managed to grow anything out here.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
Reed sent me to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Reed asks you to consider coming back to town. He's willing to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my
That's a
own are
good
living
one.
just fine out here by ourselves.
Reed asked me to divert your power over to him. He mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
You camp as a power regulator. I needed to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
What have you got against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Say I help you. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
You think Reed's just trying to spite you?
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience. Anything else I can do for you?
When you first talked, you assumed I'd come to live here.
I am getting old, you know. These two lamps
Are
of
you?
mine are not as
Or are
bright
you
as they once
Benjamin
were.
Buttoning?
Or I might have seen you for what you are.
And what's that?
Remains to be seen. Might be the man that saves the Vale. Might be Reed's personal gun hand.
Alright, could just be passing through.
None of us are ever just passing through, dear. Not without leaving some footprints behind.
Don't you ever get tired of talking in circles?
A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life.
Reed's making an offer in good faith. You should consider
If
it.
you think Reed does anything in good faith, then you are asking to be lied to.
You could always continue your way of life back in town.
Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that.
You and Reed obviously have some sort of history.
That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna?
Ew.
That was all me.
White chocolate tuna? There's obviously more to it than that.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
guessing Reed has his own side of that
I
story.
could not possibly care less if he does. But you're surely welcome to ask him.
We've talked enough. Aren't I supposed to be like... I feel like I was supposed to be convincing them to work together, but
Oh,
that
that's
wasn't
Thomas.
an option.
He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Smooth, buddy.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well,
I'm not
lying.
I'm not gonna murder
everybody
people
here.
willy-nilly anymore.
Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Never too late to start learning. I could give you a couple pointers.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one
I
of those
think I got all
pads,
3 of those.
I'd be greatly obliged.
What about third?
I wish I knew. I wager the town had the full set once upon a time. Where the third's gone, I can't say.
I'll let you know if I find
Would you?
anything.
I'd be grateful.
Thomas, I have one of those data
No
pads you
kidding.
wanted.
Really? Well, which one?
Actually, well, I got all of them. Part 1, found in the community center
Look
archives.
at that! Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
I got more for you.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
I found part 2 in the cannery.
Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
I've got more.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
Here's part 3. Someone stashed away inside the old geothermal plant.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
It was.
That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen.
Probably not.
Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
I should go. There's the thing I need. Thomas again.
Hey there.
I want to ask you
What's
something.
on your mind?
Never mind, I don't need to hear your life story.
I'm listening.
Alright, let's go back to town. So I need to talk to the crazy guy about his logic module. Perks provide unique bonuses for you and your companions. Help the chairman and Mr. Clark defeat our foes. Hey, friend.
Bring us honor, soldier.
I found one of your logic modules.
Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it, then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Take care, crazy man. Give me a shock stick. That's a good... Oops. That's better than what I have. Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Thompson, see if he has anything to say. Do-do-do. Plasma cutter. Slices, dices, cauterizes. Salt tuna. I keep forgetting to sell my junk. Sell it all. Alright, I can sell some of this stuff. Choice. It's Spacer's choice. Hey, Reed.
If you could see your way to getting us our power back, I'd appreciate it.
I want to talk to you about
Go
something,
ahead.
Reed. You seem pretty fixed on bringing Adelaide back to town.
Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible.
Gross. That sounds disgusting.
Begging your pardon, Saltuna is a staple in the diet of any self-respecting spacer. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by. What with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world.
Hang on. So what are you canning here exactly?
Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What makes you think I convinced the deserters
That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town.
This is an ugly place to live. Of course people are going to walk away.
Nature is uglier. There is safety here. Safety and purpose. But not all of us see that. And I cannot force that vision upon them. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on.
You and Adelaide have a personal history?
Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in trouble. Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and spearmint.
Ew. Let
Go
me ask you
ahead.
something else, sir. We need to have a word about this plug.
Can we not? Talking about unpleasant things always gets my bile up.
You withhold medicine from your own workers.
If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, I would, but I don't. I can't save everyone. So I have to choose.
You let Adelaide's son die.
Adelaide's son was barely competent. I treat him with our medical rations, and it looks like I'm playing favorites. Now, I will not pretend to understand the suffering Adelaide must have felt on account of losing her child, but she is not the only one to have felt such suffering. I wish she had stayed with us. Adelaide left us when we needed her most.
How long has this been happening?
That I cannot say. There was no moment when the plagues began. Disease always lurks on the fringes of society, waiting to infect the idle and the lethargic. But in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse and increasingly frequent.
You should have developed an immunity after repeated exposure to a single strain of contagion.
Corporate doesn't like us using the word should. It encourages the imagination.
Oh, Jesus.
I believe plague is a test. It is a test of our loyalty and our fortitude. And it is one we will see through to the end.
I'm gonna divert power to the botanical people. This place sucks. Alright. Let's fast travel back to the... No, fuck. To the... Can you click on the right thing, please? No. Damn it. There. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. There's an enemy over here. Let's use my new beaten stick on it. and stick. From the planet to your living room. Edgewater geothermal plant. Alright. Time to divert power.
Where are we headed?
Do you have opinions? Thomas seemed very fond of you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
I've not lately seen a man with a bigger or more obvious crush.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst.
Let's get back to it. Plant status. Power is currently being distributed to the cannery and the botanical lab. Safety failures detected. High likelihood to moderate to severe structural. Redirecting power is an irreversible procedure. Continue. Okay. The town or the lab? The lab. Fuck it. Fucking down with the space capitalists. I need to increase this guy here. Raptidons. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. Oh, what am I supposed to do now? I can salvage their power regulator now. But let's go talk to the botanical people, see what they have to say. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Adelaide.
You hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? It whispers across the veil like the winds of change. You've done well. I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the cannery fell to silence.
What happens now?
Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. A lot of workers out there with nowhere else to go.
And a lot more mouths to feed.
Not as many as you'd think. We're not about to let the whole town join our flock. Just the ones willing to renounce their corporate loyalties and live the way nature intended. I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. The plant's crawling with mechanicals, so it stands to reason you risked your life.
Between your camp and Reed's Cannery, yours is the better way
You're
of
not
life.
quite like anyone else I've met. You haven't had your consciousness programmed by the board. You're welcome among us if you're ever so inclined.
Yay. This is my stuff now. Alright, I need to go to town. Where Reed will probably not be happy. Those mantis titties? I do not like them. Power still seems on-ish. Oh, all the doors are locked now. So there's no power. Oh, hi, Reed. What's up?
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
It's not personal.
That power regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
Sorry about all this, Reed.
Apologies won't give us our lives back. But for what it's worth, I am sorry too.
What's gonna happen to Edgewater?
Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters are never coming back. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. Some of us will die of illness by then. Some will move on. Some will starve. And as for me, I will tender my resignation, whereupon I shall be processed and then duly imprisoned for gross incompetence.
I am leaving now, Reed. So there's guards in here that are gonna shoot me? What if I just sneak in, take the thingy, and then, oh shit. Fuck it. Only one had to die. Yoink. to my ship.
I put my whole life in that cannery.
You must be very proud. Got my hands full at the moment. Make it quick, please.
Goodbye. Alright. Back to my ship. And I can finally get off this planet. This horrible, horrible planet. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. And now their cannery is gone. It sounds like they weren't even making salt tuna anyways. Hey, you might have some
Miss Parvati.
work soon.
Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Best to ask her yourself.
My dad's buried here. Silas watches over him when I can't leave the house.
I'm sorry.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Something I can do for you?
See ya. Have fun being a gravekeeper. Ow, my legs.
Watch out! Everyone all right?
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. The Unreliable. What a terrible name for a ship.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
Those Azures left Edgewater behind. Nothing keeping you from doing the
I
same.
have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
I'd be glad to have you along. Pick a cabin.
Yes!
It's yours.
I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
In we go. Oh, hi, Vicar.
Well,
I forgot about you.
I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts?
What's your story, Vicar?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition?
Violently enthusiastic disposition?
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Were they not religious?
On the contrary. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
But weren't they proud when you became a victor at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
What's this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
No. If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right?
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Does that book have something to do with your religion?
Bokonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
What's a philosophist?
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan.
Well, I'm
but
on
most
their
of
side.
the philosophist perversion of Bokonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosophist scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bokonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
How do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How is it that Sybil Vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Easy.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise.
What?
What
Why?
can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I'll be back. Get out of the way, buddy. I was like gonna shoot
What can I do
Parvati
for
in the
you,
face.
Captain?
I've installed
All
the
systems
regulator.
are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. Do we have any bombs we could drop on this town just on the way out? Just do away with the whole thing. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight. Do.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
I've been waiting to hear from him.
Ah, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I feel a little lightheaded. Also, I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Can I land somewhere outside Stellar Bay?
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Culkelly.
Fine, I'll have a word.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
You want me to wear a cape?
Wrong matter of Shroud, my slow-witted accomplice. This is, how to put it simply, a device that makes you look different, sound different. Briefly. The device has its limits, but it will allow you to blend in perfectly, and probably won't jeopardize your ability to have children. Will it? No, definitely not. Probably, yes.
Joke's on you, I hate
Very
kids.
simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
Put it to good
Excellent.
use.
I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart.
Oops, got it. But I want to go upstairs, because I said there's stuff in the captain's quarters. Holograph shadow projects in the skies. To mess with the computer right now. Serial number of Ashton's chassis includes the letter Sam.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like.
Sure.
Something vexing you, Captain?
Let's talk about the thing, you know, that, thing with the thing that you want to do.
Of course. Are you ready to break into security on the Groundbreaker?
That's the plan. Where's Parvati? Turlet. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now. I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen would be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy-like, ain't it?
Did you learn your trade from your father? It sounded like when you would talk to Reed.
Yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all of my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
I don't see the humor.
He meant funny as in odd. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
But why would people be unhappy about you getting a maintenance job?
Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to Edgewater. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's got an opening.
Sounds easy, dull, but easy.
Real smart folk design the tests. They use these things called algorithms.
Ugh, algorithms.
They take into account what fulfills you. If somebody isn't happy in the job they get, it's likely on account of a poor attitude.
One aptitude test determines your whole life?
They're powerful good tests. They rattled off this whole list of names who'd worked on them, with fancy bits hanging off them. Doctors and esquires and the thirds. Even if you don't believe they actually catch what everybody's best at, everybody's got to take them, so at least it's fair-ish.
you actually are good at this and you enjoy it.
I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow and I've blown another deadline. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
You moved straight back to Edgewater after school?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
Did you get much time with him after you get back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work so he could rest. His heart gave him pains. Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Break time's over. Talking to Ada. Ada.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
Know anything about the auto mechanical gathering dust in the janitor's
The
closet?
unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
I'm in the mood for some entertainment.
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
Tell me a joke.
A star walks into a black hole but doesn't seem phased. The black hole then turns to the star and says, I don't think you understand the gravity of this situation.
Ha. I get it. Play my favorite song, Ada.
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice.
Wait, okay.
It's Spacer's Choice.
It is really catchy. Thanks.
My pleasure, Captain. As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders.
I'm going to
Goodbye.
go look at my computer now. Oh, I leveled up. I need to get my persuasion skills up. New perk. This is good. Take that one. Alright, back to the computer. Find out about Sam. Search term Sam. You found a discarded sanitation maintenance auto mechanical and a real scrap heap. Should be difficult to get up and running. A few key modifications. A combat capable variant. Some might say a clean, mean killing machine. Second. Move factory standard Sud Steeper was successful. Delivery of combat modified replacement part Acid Steeper has been delayed. Third SAM result. Good news. I heard from a fellow who knows a gal who knows the broker who overcharged me for the information regarding the location of Acid Steeper. I can earn Filch. On Roseway. Gotta go to somewhere, get a SAM part. Can I go see Phineas? I don't need to go see. Let's go to the Ground Breaker like I'm supposed to.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Yay!
Can we talk?
What you want?
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Sure, we could head over to engineering.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
No. To the groundbreaker. I can bring Parvati and the Vicar. It's not the best choice. It's Spacers. God damn it! Now it's in my head again. Fucking Ada. Loading.
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Uh-huh.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little Back Bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
Move along,
I don't
sir.
have time for this. Be a trick.
So,
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I notice you're in the middle of an argument.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
What happened?
I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
Oh boy.
Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a Back Bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Got any plans?
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
That's me, Captain of the Unreliable.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
I never caught your name. I forgot I called myself Big Nose Gold Lips.
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
See you around,
See you
Felix.
around, boss.
Old Big Nose Gold
Customs
Lips.
and inspection, right this way.
I'll be with you in a second, sir. Anything I can sell? I have some salt tuna. Hi.
Identification, please.
You're guarding the door, so I'll call you guard. You're welcome.
That's only about the third or fourth dumbest line I've heard all day. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Seems a little high. That was barely a 3 in my humble opinion.
Hey, that's better than half. Could be worse.
Could be better, too. So, identification?
Let's see, hypothetically speaking, I don't have an idea. What happens then?
Everybody's got an ID. Oh, let me guess. You, left it in your other pants? I hear that one a lot.
What if I told you I'm a newly thawed colonist from the Hope?
I'd tell you no one's fallen for that line in about 30 years. Then, I'd take the safety off my gun and kindly ask you to move along.
Oh.
It's a good thing he didn't say that then, right? Right, sir?
Sure, kid. Right.
My name's Big Nose Gold Lips. It's my first time here.
You've got a ship, but you've never visited Groundbreaker. You must have just dusted off from one of those dirt-side outposts.
Sure did. And now we're in space.
Well, welcome to Groundbreaker. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
What?
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
I did destroy one of their towns.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
How do I get this resolved?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Any idea why I was impounded?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
Great. I'll go talk to him and straighten this out.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay. Tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'm gonna go.
Be seeing you.
Hi.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
What bounties do you have?
Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is. Not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not 1 but 2 officers.
Flying under the influence of illegal substances?
Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own, considering none of us are approved for anything higher than green spectrum.
Assaulting 2 officers?
Kicked one right in the kneecap while he poked the other in the eyes. McRed's lucky we're too backlogged right now to hunt him down ourselves. But if our resources clear up and we catch him before some contractor does, I fully plan to lock him in ISO with them 2 officers he wounded. Thinking he won't like that one bit.
Any leads on where I might find McRed?
Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
I'll take the posting.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with.
What's up here? there, I guess. Ow, my legs. Okay. Should probably... Fun in here? You got anything cool, friend? Excuse me.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted.
What's in here? Oh.
Here we go!
Those people not
Something
care?
going on over there? Well, well, well. What fine treasures might await us in here?
The fuck is that? Oh god. The vicar died. Oh, he's fine.
Now, I don't say this lightly, but that is a work of sheer universal beauty.
It's just a hammer, vicar. Where'd that dead robot go? Oh, there it is.
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
When might we expect you out here again? Canned surfish is already sold out again.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement.
Oops, nope. Don't want to draw my gun on this old woman.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Phineas sent me, he said you could sell me a nav key to Stellar Bay.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Tell me about this opportunity.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
No qualms here. Let's hear the
Do you
details.
know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Say no more, I'm in!
You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
Bandit Outpost corporate secrets. Got it.
Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
Other jobs do you know about?
Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar.
Okay. Thank you.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Oh, thank you. A nice black market running old woman. I'll talk to the board guy, and then I'm gonna stop because I'm hungry. We're almost at 2 hours too. It's
Go back to
good
Byzantium,
amount
you
of time.
gold-plated bastard.
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
Hello.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Alex is dead.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
Sorry for your loss.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
What was your relationship with him?
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
Yep, he sure did.
Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
Oh, jeez. He died in an escape pod accident.
Oh, awful business that. But why? How? No. Best not to ask after the gory details.
I'm very sorry. Can we get to the topic at hand?
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
Torture
However,
this
before you
poor
go,
man who clearly...
Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his
Clearly
wanted
had
posters all over the colony.
more feelings
Did
for
Alex
this
tell you where Wells
captain
might
guy
be?
than the captain did for him.
Anything at all?
Why do you think I know anything about Wells?
Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table.
Why is the board so interested in Wells anyway?
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
Alex never mentioned Phineas.
Well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
Unimpound my ship. What's this about the board having your head?
It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well, it's my white whale, I suppose.
I can't tell you where
It's
Wells
fine.
is.
Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work.
I want to ask you something.
Be my guest.
You get me to Stellar Bay?
Good law. Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
So no?
No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
Could have just said no. Didn't have to make it about unequivocal.
Do you have somewhere else to be, by any chance?
What are those locked doors back there?
A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
Does the chairman visit often?
Good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use.
Alright, back to my
Ask
other
away.
questions. I'm leaving. Alright, well, I'm gonna save. And then I kinda wanna see what's back there. So we are going to look and see what is back there. Which probably will involve murdering these people. So real quick. I did it. What's on here? Anything cool? Yep. I beat him to death with a shock rod. Let's see what's in here. This must be his room. Nothing in there, but I want to see what's up in the elevator.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertising.
You guys have nothing to say about that? No, it's okay. Oh, this is nice. Was there anything worth all that murder up here? Some chaw, some Corona, some apple cider. There's really not even anything up here worth all that. Well, anyways, I'm gonna call it here because I'm hungry. So thank you for tuning in, and I will continue this some other day because I am liking this game a lot. So I'll see everyone later. Goodbye. Oops.